welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a video about how to get back on track. If you have fell off the Slimming World wagon, and if you are just struggling to kind of keep on plan, I think I have, you know, had my fair share of these moments where I've had to kind of have a bad day or a bad week, and then I've had to just pick myself up and have had to carry on with my week and my Slimming World journey. As you guys will know, because I have always documented this on here, and you guys have really helped me out with it. So I thought I would kind of do this video. Hopefully it's helpful, because even if you're just struggling a little bit along the way, it might just give you some kind of idea of things to do to try and get yourself back on track. You all can do it. I know you can, and I seem to be that person who can get back into that mindset quite quickly. So for this, I have got my trusty mobile phone, because I have written some notes on here just so I can kind of guide you guys along with me. So before we get started, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video for me, and don't forget to hit the notification to be notified of any future uploads. And also I'll pop my Instagram down below so that you can have a little look on there as well, and head over and follow me on there. So without further ado guys, let's get into this video. So like I said, I've written some notes on my phone, so I'm just going to get the notes up now. So as you can see, I've got them all on here, ready to go for you guys. So firstly, having a bad day on Slimming World does not mean you need to have a bad week. So please, if you are having bad days, that's okay. It's about getting your mindset right into the next day, and I'm writing this day off. So this should help everyone. So the first one I would say is reread all of your Slimming World member packs. So when you are a member of Slimming World, whether that be online or that be within a group, you will get the Slimming World pack. Now in that, it has all the information you need about the Slimming World plan and how to stay on track, foods you can eat and what sort of foods you should try and avoid if you can. So first thing I would say is reread your Slimming World books, okay? Then I would say tip 2, go back to basics. So I think if you've been on Slimming World a while, I think we can get very set in the way of thinking, I know the plan, I could do the plan off by heart, I could preach this plan to anybody. Well actually, I think we get a little bit settled on Slimming World, and I never think it's a bad thing to kind of refresh your memory and go back to everything. So in ways you can do this is sit in the new members talk again. So if you've been in Slimming World a while, and you will know that every single time someone starts, they'll have a new members talk. So if you are struggling and you feel like you want to have that kind of new person incentive again, then make yourself that new person. Go to group, say to your Slimming World coach, I know I've been here a while, but I really need to sit through the new members talk today. I feel like I want to start from scratch, and this is starting from today. So sit in the new members talk. Then make sure you are weighing and measuring your healthy extras. Now with the milk and cheese, they have quite heavy sins if you don't put them as healthy extras. So you could be having sly little bits of cheese or sly bits of milk in your cups of tea that actually are a few sins, but you're not counting them in your sin allowance. So go back to basics. Make sure you know how much of each you're able to have. Make sure you're checking labels. Make sure you're scanning them with your app. And make sure you are weighing and measuring them, so you know that exactly amount you are having every time you're having it. Okay, so really simple one, but one that even I fall short of. I can't say I weigh and measure all the time, but also I will only have maybe 1 cup of tea a day or 2 cups of tea a day. So I know for certain I'm not having my milk allowance in them 2 cups of tea. But people who have 5 cups of tea a day, you probably could have. So, you know, weigh and measure your healthy extras. The other thing, familiarise yourself with speed foods. So go through your books, have a look what are and what aren't speed foods. especially things like fruit. If you are having bananas, if you're having grapes, things like that, they're not speed foods, they're free foods. So you need to be making sure you're having them speed foods as well, because the more speed food you have, the more weight you'll lose. So it's really important to make sure that you know exactly what you can and can't have, and you familiarise yourself with it. Again, we get very, very stuck on thinking, I know exactly what I'm doing. Sometimes we need to just check in with ourselves and make sure that we're actually 100% doing the right thing. So they are the 3 kind of areas that I would say go back to basics for. So number 3 is plan your meals. But plan your meals for breakfast, dinner and tea, so that you can get all of your shopping for breakfast, dinner and tea, and you know exactly what you're having. I fell short of this. I know it's very easy to fall short of this when you think, right, I'm having lasagna for tea, Slim and World styly, but I'm going for dinner, so I think I'll have Heinz soup for my dinner. Well, there are sins in the Heinz soup, whereas if you had pre-planned and you had pre-bought, you could have made that soup yourself, or you know, you could have got a lower sin soup or something like that. I think you know what I'm getting at there. So make sure you plan your breakfast, dinner and tea. Not plan so much, but make sure you buy in for that and you know what you're going to have and what you could have for your breakfasts. So if you're going to have on a Saturday a Slim and World fry up, then make sure you've got the stuff for that, because the likelihood is when it comes to Saturday and you haven't got the stuff in for that, instead of going off to buy all the stuff, you might just have a couple of slices of toast because you think it's just a couple of slices of toast, but actually it's a lot of sins. A lot of sins for a couple of slices of bread, the butter that you'd have on it and whatever you'd have on top. It's a lot of sins. So make sure you know exactly what you're having. Make sure you do your weekly shop as well, so that runs alongside this tip as well. Make sure you go out and you do your weekly shop. You look at dates so that you can ensure that you've got a week's worth of food there. You've got things that can be frozen so that you could, you know, put them in the freezer and get them out again if they are short dated. And make sure you're filling your trolley with speed foods and speed fruits and vegetables, because they are the things that's going to bulk out your meals. They're the things you're going to be able to snack on when you are hungry and you're feeling the pinch and you just want something to fill you a little bit. Make sure you're filling your trolley with all that goodness, and at least then you will know that if you want an omelette, you've got plenty of speed food to put in that omelette, and that omelette is going to fill you so much throughout that day. So that is a pretty big tip. Make sure you get all of your shopping done, even when you are not feeling like it. If you are poorly, if you've had a busy week and you don't want to do that, do an Ocado shop, do an Asda shop, do a Sainsbury's delivery, do any delivery, or go and get your shopping. But just make sure that you have that shopping for the week. Otherwise, it's going to be so easy to stray off plan because it's convenience, and we've all done it. So that is the next tip. Tip 4 is bulk cook. So I don't do this really because I do quite fast foods anyway. So I do kind of bologneses, lasagnas, you know, Diet Coke chicken. I do all them sort of meals, so they're quite quick to make anyway. And plus there is only me, my husband, and obviously Jamie when he's home from university. So I don't have, you know, lots of different meals to plan for or prep for. So for everyone who does, or if you're just a busy individual, make sure you prep your meals, prep your lunches, prep your teas. Make sure you do, if it's a big breakfast or something in the morning, make sure you do your breakfast before or do it the night before. So what I normally do is with the Slim and World meals that you can get from Iceland, if I'm taking one of them to work the next day, obviously they can be 12 minutes in a microwave, some a little bit more. So for me, I only get half an hour dinner, so 12 minutes is a long time to have to cook my meals. So what I will do is I will cook them the night before in the microwave or in the oven, And then I will pop them in a container, let them cool down, and then I'll pop them in the fridge and take them to work the next day. Because the next day I just have to put them in the microwave for a couple of minutes and that is it done. So I know that if I've got Slim World meals in the freezer, I've always got some food to take to work. Or if I come home late from somewhere, or I've been busy and I can't be bothered cooking, we all do it. I do it all the time. I know for certain I've got food in that freezer, so I can go and stay on plan and I can eat something nice and bungle loads of speed foods in with it. I'll always have frozen veg in for that exact reason. Next thing I would say is set and write down your goals. So this to me is so important. I think it's so important to have goals and a focus. So what I would say is keep the goals obtainable. And if they're a larger goal, so if you've got a large goal, say within a year, try and set smaller ones during that period. So for me, if you are new here, you probably won't know this, but if you are an OG and you have stuck with me this whole time, you will know that my focus is Florida. And I actually go to Florida in October. So what I've said previously before is in all my other videos, I'll quickly touch on it now, I was not able to fit on the rides. That sounds awful, but I was quite restricted with being able to go on rides when I went to Florida a couple of years ago. So I knew that this year I didn't want to have that problem. I wanted to be able to go to Florida and go on every single ride with my family. So I started this plan in January and I'm hopeful that by October I'll be able to go on them rides. But obviously from January to October it's a long period of time. So what I've done is set myself little goals throughout the year. So for example, it's I had a wedding I was going to, so I wanted to buy a new dress for a wedding, but it'd be a couple of sizes smaller. I have a, at the moment, I'm working towards a little girl's holiday I'm going to at the end of July. And it's a spa holiday, so I'm going to be in a cosy. And, you know, all my girls are absolutely beautiful. And I just want to feel a little bit more confident in a cosy. So that is my goal for the end of the end of July. So like I said, you can set this big goal. Never let the goal be a weight loss. So I would never say, right, by the end of October I want to have lost 8 stone, because that seems such an impossible task at January when you want to lose 8 stone. So what I would say is make them obtainable. So instead of that thought, change it to, okay, so I just want to be able to go on the rides in Florida. I want to be able to do this. Make it an obtainable goal and not something that sounds very restrictive at the start, because I think we're all very, very guilty of that. So yeah. Then number 6. So if you can afford to do this, now not everybody can afford this and I get that, because I'm not always in the position where I could do it either. So what I would say is buy a countdown. So Slim World do countdowns. They do a 6 or 12 week countdown, and these are just basically paid classes. So I think you get a free class with them. It works out. But what it means is, it means that you have sold yourself into thinking, that's it now, I've paid for this. So 12 weeks is paid for now. I'm going to go to every group because I've paid for it. It's so easy if you haven't paid to just say, I'll skip this week because I haven't paid, so I'm not losing anything. Well, actually, if you do your 6 or 12 week countdown, you will be able to go to every single group and you will feel like you want to go to the group because you don't want to waste the money. So that to me is a tip. Now I always buy the 12 week countdowns for both myself and my husband. It is a lot to come out, you know, all at once, but for us it's working really, really well, and we are them sort of people that would say, I'm not going this week because I'm not going to lose the money. So that is the next one. Number 7, so I would say follow some Instagram accounts or YouTube channels. So I obviously started my YouTube channel before my Slim World journey, but I've loved doing these Slimming World kind of videos. So what I would say is head over to Instagram and have a look at some Slimming World accounts over there and get some ideas of food that you could eat, because I know I follow a lot of Instagram accounts and I see a lot of food and I try them. You know, you can always put in the comments, can you please leave me the recipe, and they're always so happy to help you with that. So I would follow some Instagram accounts who are doing Slim Worlds. Not only will you get recipes, you will have inspirational stories as well of people, real people who have lost massive amounts of weight and have bettered their life. And I think you will see on there that it's not as easy as people expect it to be. These people will have had fluctuating weight during their journey, but you'll know that and you'll understand that actually your journey is normal. It's normal to feel like this. So I would say follow some Instagram accounts, get some new food ideas. They put things like even sins, like crisps that are sins, you know, low sins. They put ideas on there. And yeah, it's always nice to see these people who have been on the journey, who know what you're going through, but have been there and have lost the weight and have been able to keep the weight off. So I would definitely say follow some Instagram accounts for it. Next is tip 8. So take time out of your day to write everything down. I know a food diary seems like a bit of a pain in the bum, because do we have time to jot everything down? We would tell ourselves no, but actually in the greater scheme of things, we probably have. And if you have good days or good weeks, and then you'll have a bad week, if you've wrote that down, you can go back to the good week and think, well, actually, yeah, I had this, or I was over my sins by 20 on this day, and then I was over my sins by 20 the next day, so actually I've gone over my sins 40 sins. So it's always good to write everything down. Now, do you need one of these Slimming World diaries that Etsy sell? Probably not. I haven't got one. What I would say is maybe go to a nice stationery shop and possibly buy yourself a nice notebook. I'm always much better if I have like a notebook or something special to write in. So go to a shop, get yourself a nice notebook and have that as your food diary. Just make sure that somewhere you're documenting what speed you have. Definitely track your sins, and also as well, you'll be able to take that book out to your Slimming World coach as well and kind of say, listen, will you just have a look at my Slimming World diary for me and just see if there's anything I could change or anything I'm doing wrong in the plan for me to have maintained weight or gained weight or whatever it may be. So definitely write it down. It can get a little bit, is it laborious? Is that the right word? But anyway, it can get a bit repetitive, but I do think it helps, and my best weeks have been when I have written things down. Tip number 9, eat until you're full. Eat until you're full and scrape away the remainders straight away. Don't go back again, don't go for seconds, don't go and have your husband's leftovers. Scrape the plate. Now this for me is a big one, because when I'm full, but then I might get bored and think, oh, what can I do? Oh, I'll go and eat the rest of that chili that's in the pan. Well, I'm full, so why would I want to overeat? But I do that, and I am so honest with you, and you know I am. If Jamie's got a bit of pasta left in his bowl, I'm like, well, I'll have that. But actually I've had enough. I've had my amount of food that my body needs. But it's just because my brain's saying, you're bored, go and get something to eat. So what I would always say is scrape your remainders away. The second you are done, scrape your plate. If it is later on in the night, another tip I would say to you to go alongside this one, if it's say 9:30 at night and you have had your tea and you are full up and you're just a little bit bored, the telly's a bit crap, and you are thinking, right, I'm starving. You're probably not. You're bored. So what I would say to you, and this is what me and Danny does all the time, is if you get to that point, go to bed. Go to bed, put on a film, and number 10 is a really simple one. Drink plenty of water. You want to be drinking at least 2 litres a day, and in this heat, because it's blazing heat in the UK at the moment, if you are in the heat, you're going to need more fluid in your body, because we lose fluid through our bodily functions. So we, when we sweat, we'll lose fluids. So you need to make sure you're replacing all of your fluids in your body. So what I would say is make sure you're drinking enough fluid. Definitely no less than 2 litres a day. So what I would say is get yourself a nice cup, a nice 2 litre cup, or a nice drinks bottle that once that is gone, you have done your 2 litres, and anything above that is great. So again, water, it's amazing for weight loss. It helps metabolism. It helps the metabolism go kickstart. If you have a nice water in the morning, like a warm water or something, it just help all your bodily functions. So it helps with weight loss. It helps keep you full. It keeps you motivated. It keeps your brain function high. So yeah, guys, that is it. They are my tips. I hope they helped you. If they did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified of any future uploads. And please, please, I am so close to 1,000 subs. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm most grateful. So yeah, so that has been it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, guys. I love you all. Mwah.